We welcome you to the biology laboratory of Gyan Niketan Girls School. Today our topic is to study the physical properties of the soil. This experiment is presented by Mrs. Kiran Bala and assisted by Mona Hassan.
Today I am going to show you about the practicals related with the soil, texture and its pH also. So here is the two types of soil. This is the garden soil and this is the Ganga soil. The Ganga soil, and if we study the texture of the soil, we find that the garden soil is coarse in nature. It has various humus in it. Some gritty particles are also present, and then but it is the fertile soil and it helps in growing the plants well. The Ganga soil is very soft. If we put the water in it, we find that these soils are very soft, clay in nature. The size of the particles is also small, and it is formed by the silt which gathered near the river bank of the Ganga. If we test the pH for these soils, we find that the garden soil pH, it comes about slight alkaline, that is around 7.5, and if the silt soil, if we take, the pH will be the normal pH will get 7. And if we find out the water holding capacity in this soil, we find that the clay soil, the silt soil, which is very fine particles, they hold the water more than the garden soil. That is why the garden soil, they are rich for growing the crops as compared to the Ganga soil.
In this video, we will see how to find the pH of soil, texture of soil, moisture content of soil, and water holding capacity of soil. To study pH of different types of soil, materials required: garden soil, roadside soil, riverside soil, filter paper, funnel, spatula, glass rod, test tubes and a beaker containing water. Procedure: let's first prepare the soil solution. Transfer some riverside soil from the watch glass and dissolve it into the beaker containing water. Similarly, repeat the same procedure for the other soil samples. Using a glass rod, stir the solution to mix it. Place a folded filter paper into the funnel and place it on the test tube. Take garden soil solution and filter the solution through the filter paper and collect the filtrates in a test tube. Repeat the same procedure for other samples and collect the filtrates in test tubes. The soil solution is now ready for testing pH. There are two ways of finding the pH value of the solution. Using pH paper. Materials required: soil solutions, dropper, pH paper booklet, and a tile. Procedure: paper strip on the tile. Do the same procedure for roadside soil and garden soil. Wait for some time to dry the pH paper. Note the color and compare with the color chart given on the broad range indicator paper and get a rough estimate of pH of the sample solution. We can observe that riverside soil has pH 9 and garden soil and roadside soil have pH 7. Using universal indicator solution. Materials required: soil solutions, dropper and universal pH indicator solution. Procedure: using a dropper, Take some universal indicator solution. Put some indicator solution into the test tube that contains soil sample. Shake the solution to mix it well. Note the color developed and compare it with the color chart. We can observe that riverside soil has pH 9 and garden soil and roadside soil have pH 7. To study the texture of the soil, materials required: soil sample in a measuring cylinder and a beaker containing water. Procedure: take beaker containing water and pour some water into the measuring cylinder. Shake the measuring cylinder to mix the sample. Allow the soil particles to settle. Observe the thickness of the layers formed by different types of particles in the measuring cylinder. The thickness of clay particles in measuring cylinder is 17%, silt particles is 9%, and sand particles is 74%. If we know the sand, silt and clay percentages of the soil, then the textural class can be identified from the textural triangle. Here, the sample soil has 17% clay, so draw a line corresponding to percent clay. Similarly, draw the lines for percent sand, that is 74%, and percent silt, that is 9%. The lines which intersect indicate the soil type we have. So, the sample soil type is sandy loam. To study moisture content of soil, materials required: crucible containing garden soil and roadside soil, weighing balance and burner. Procedure: take the crucible containing garden soil and weigh the soil sample on a weighing balance. Record the initial value into the table. Take the crucible and place it over the Bunsen burner. Heat the soil for some time till the soil becomes dry. Weigh the crucible again to record the weight of dry soil. Record the final value into the table. Similarly, do the same procedure with roadside soil and record the initial and final values into the table. The difference between initial and final weights indicates the moisture content of the soil. Conclusion: garden soil shows a higher difference between initial and final weight, indicating the higher moisture content in the garden soil than the roadside soil. Water holding capacity of soil. Materials required: garden soil, roadside soil, tin boxes with perforated bottom, filter paper, glass rod, small glass rods, petri dish and weighing balance. Procedure: take a filter paper and place it in the bottom of a tin box. Weigh the tin along with the filter paper and note its weight. Take the beaker containing garden soil and transfer the soil sample into the tin box. Take a glass rod and press the soil inside the tin gently several times so that soil is compactly filled and forms a uniform layer at the top. Weigh the tin box along with the soil sample and note its weight. Take a petri dish filled with water. Take 2 small glass rods and place them parallel to and at a small distance from each other. Place a soil-filled tin on the 2 glass rods in such a manner that its bottom is in contact with water. Leave the setup undisturbed till water appears at the upper surface of the soil. Wait till the entire soil surface is wet. Remove the tin and allow all the gravitational water to flow out from the bottom. When no more water percolates, wipe the bottom and dry it with a filter paper. Weigh again and note its weight. Similarly, do the same procedure with roadside soil and record all the values into the table. Calculate the percentage of water holding capacity of the garden soil and roadside soil. Conclusion: garden soil retains more water and thus has higher water holding capacity than the roadside soil.